We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so.
At your house, don't you remember?
No, I don't.
As a matter of fact, I'm there right now.
That's crazy, man.
Call me.
Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today I have you get lost in Lost Highway. With the passing of David Lynch here recently, may he rest in peace. I've gone back and started to rewatch some of the Lynch's stuff, and the Lost Highway here is my favorite David Lynch movie. This is his seventh film. It's one of his best. Like I said, it's my favorite. And I wanted to talk about it. And I know a lot of people have talked about this and done videos on it, but you haven't heard me talk about it or do a video on it. So I hope you enjoy. So the movie stars Bill Pullman, Patricia Arquette, Balthazar Getty, Robert Loggia, and Robert Blake, with some great supporting character actors, and with Richard Pryor in his final film role, Gary Busey and Natasha Gregson Wagner, who is great in this movie. This movie is the true definition of the art of film, right? This movie is mesmerizing. It's hypnotic. It's scary. It's creepy. It's dramatic. It's funny. It's serious. It's supernatural. It's horrific. It's everything you could ask for in a film. And with David Lynch, especially with this film is open to interpretation, to whatever you interpret it to be. David Lynch himself knew what it was about. He had his own interpretation about it, and he very rarely he doesn't like to reveal his what these movies are about and everything and stuff. He wants you yourself to interpret it, and I think that with this film, and much like this work, is whatever you interpret this film to be isn't wrong. If it's completely different than what I think, if it's completely different than David Lynch thinks, it doesn't mean it's wrong. So I'm going to try to give a little bit of rundown of this movie, because I hope I inspire people to see this movie who've never seen this movie. But this is the true definition of art. This is like a painting. From the color, the performances, the story, everything. It's very dreamlike. And matter of fact, that's something that David Lynch was trying to capture, was like dreams. His films are like trying to capture a dream, where you see something in a dream when you wake up and it's fleeting, right? It's fleeting. You don't remember it. It deals a lot with this. Is like, one of the lines in the movie, Bill Pullman says, he doesn't like camcorder stuff because he likes to remember things the way he likes to remember things, not necessarily how they always happen. And that plays into the plot of the movie. So Bill Pullman plays this character who's a saxophone player. He's married to Patricia Arquette's character of Renee. There's something clearly off about their marriage. It's very strained. It's very stressed. Bill Pullman's character clearly thinks his wife is having an affair, and some weird things start happening. Like one morning, Bill Pullman wakes up and he hears on his intercom in his house that Dick Lamont is dead. And when he goes to the window to see who said that and everything, nobody's there. Who could have left that message? And then him and his wife start getting these mysterious videotapes left on their doorsteps. And when they watch them, it's their house. Then it's somebody going into their house and filming them while they're sleeping. So they call the cops and everything. And now we're going to get into a little bit of spoilers here. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can watch it and come back if you want to. Because I'm not going to spoil too much. But if you want it, so like. It looks like Bill Pullman kills his wife and dismembers her, and he gets arrested, and he gets put on death row, and he starts getting these headaches, right? He's on death row, he gets these headaches, and all of a sudden, like, there's this big flash of blue light, which is a staple of David Lynch in his cell. And when the guards go check on him the next day, he's not Bill Pullman anymore. It's Balthazar Getty is now in there. It's and the narrative of the movie switches to Balthazar Getty's character, who's this young 24-year-old kid who mysteriously ends up in his cell where Bill Pullman was, and his parents didn't know what happened to him. He's missing. Their parents are Gary Busey, and I'm not sure who plays the mom. I have to look her up. But they pick him up from the jail, they take him home, and then we start to follow his character. Right, and he's a mechanic. He's a young guy. He's dating Natasha Gregson Wagner's character and everything. And it just so happens Robert Loggia is like this mob boss, and he shows up to the mechanic place where Balthazar Getty characters work, and he's really friends with him. He loves him. He thinks he's the best mechanic. And then later he shows up again, and he comes back with Patricia Arquette. This time she's a blonde, because when we saw her earlier in the film, she was a brunette. Now she's a blonde. And she starts latching onto Balthazar Getty's character, and this whole thing evolves into an erotic thriller, hiding out from the mob boss. Robert Loggia is a mob boss and everything, and then it delves into this world of just like pure insanity. And Robert Blake's character, which I didn't even bring up, we meet him in the beginning of the movie, and he's this very weird, pale-faced character, very creepy. And he tells Bill Pullman, he goes, we've met before, haven't we? And Bill Pullman's like, I don't think so. And he goes, where have you think we've met before? And he goes, at your house. I'm there right now. Here, call me. And he hands him his cell phone, and he calls him, and he calls his own house. Bill Pullman does, and Robert Blake answers and says, "See, I told you I was at your house." And it's this very weird, creepy scene. It's amazing. But that's like where the Justin movie is. That's why I'm going to really describe of the movie the best I can, because I don't want to give too much away, but I do want people to see this. This movie is insane. As for my interpretation of the film, this is my interpretation of the film. Doesn't mean I'm right, but to me, it's how I feel I see it, because I've heard some people think that there's like aliens involved and stuff like that, and it possibly could. To me, I think Robert Blake's character, who's this mysterious man in the movie, they never say his name and everything, which is a staple also of Lynch, of like these mysterious men showing up, like, before things happen, is I feel like Robert Blake's character is possibly a demon or the devil himself. And Bill Pullman's character, who's also, you come to learn that maybe he's not the greatest guy in the world. He's kind of giving Bill Pullman's character, his own personal hell. Now, some of the stuff I will let up, what Lynch has said about the movie and stuff, is like, it's possibly similar to a time loop, because this really plays on, like, did Bill Pullman become Balthazar Getty? Did he not become Balthazar Getty? What is going on? Has he relived this life before? Is he remembering it? What's going on? Why don't he remember this? So it plays in all that. So he said it's similar to a time loop, David Lynch said, but it's like with each instance of these events happening in his life, and the situation gets further and further to where it's harder to complete. So it gets worse and worse. That's why I sort of feel like Robert Blake is like sort of a demon or a devil, and he's putting this man through his own personal hell, using the woman that he loved, but he also disliked and didn't trust, right? And so that's my thoughts on the thing. I think there's so many great performances. I think that, like I said, the color palette, the movie itself is just a beautiful, beautiful movie. It's an incredible movie. It's my favorite David Lynch movie. The performances are just insane. I love the music in it. The music builds to this crescendo along with the movie, because it was edited. Like when David Lynch was directing, he was actually playing the music like quiet, then real loud, and it's got these just, it's insane. It's an insane movie, and I highly recommend you get lost in The Lost Highway by David Lynch. It's now, with his passing, if you've never seen Lynch and if you've been interested in Lynch, I recommend The Lost Highway. I think it might be, along with like Eraserhead and Elephant Man. This one might be a little more, like if you like Twin Peaks or something, this one might be a little more gateway into it, I think. But it's not one of the like more mainstream ones. It'll mess you up, man, and but it'll also entertain you. And I think I'm going to go rewatch this again. But let me know what you guys thought about this video, this movie, if you've seen it, or if I've inspired you to see it, in the comments section down below. Let me know all your thoughts and comments, or what some of your favorite David Lynch movies or whatever he's created that you like. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That'd be awesome if you're in your guys' subscriptions. Possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here, and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you like me, hate me, or like this video, or hate this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it truly is the superior format. Godspeed.
How'd you do that? Ask me.